Hello, wonderful people. I hope you guys are doing great. Um, can you guys see me on LinkedIn and Facebook? It's freezing. Hi guys, please drop me a comment if you can see me. Drop me a comment if you can see me because my screen is frozen on LinkedIn, YouTube, um, and on Twitter. Let me know if you guys can see me. Drop me a comment, just drop me a flag or an emoji, and then we can proceed. I'm about to go on Instagram. Oh, okay, good. You guys can see me. I can now see the comment that says, that's the, but I don't know why this looks like it's frozen. Oh, Council Ify, thank you. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to be discussing a very exciting topic. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm ready to spill all the tea as usual. So stick with us. Hello, Instagram. So we're live on Instagram as well, and on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. And we're going to be discussing, continuing the discussion we started, I believe, on Monday. Oh my gosh, I had a really bad cold. I was all over the place. Today I'm doing much better. So we can jump right into the discussion. Okay, at any point in time, if the video freezes, please draw my attention to it in the comment section. Hello, Instagram. So today we're going to be discussing the religious visa. Okay, the religious worker visa, or the religious visa, or the R visa. Okay, so we started yesterday discussing, well, Monday, discussing this type of visa, and we're looking at specifically the non-immigrant type of religious worker visa. We did a good overview of what is required and what it's about, but we'll just briefly go through those things again, and then we'll talk about the type of documents that you're going to be needing if you want to file a religious worker visa. Okay, so it's a temporary, the R visa is a temporary type of non-immigrant visa. Again, yes, it's a temporary visa. It's also non-immigrant. So temporary and non-immigrant, pretty much the same thing. It means that you're coming to the US for a limited period of time, a finite period of time, after which you have to go back to your country of residence. Okay. So it's a temporary type of visa. It's not permanent. It's not a green card. It's just a visa. So it's valid for a certain period of time. Normally for a maximum period of 5 years. So 30 years at a time, and then it can be extended for an additional 30 months at a time, and it can be extended for an additional 30-month period. So it's 5 years in all. Okay. So this type of visa will allow a religious worker to enter into the US, or they can change status from one non-immigrant category to the religious worker category in order to temporarily perform services, either number one as a minister of religion, or you are performing the services as a religious worker or in a religious occupation or vocation. So the law has defined what all these things mean. I believe we went through these things the last time. So in order to be able to do this, the petitioner, that is the church or the organization, they have to satisfy certain criteria. The first thing is that they have to be a bona fide non-profit religious organization or affiliated with a religion, or they can be a bona fide organization affiliated with a religious denomination. Okay. And then secondly, the beneficiary is the person who's going to be receiving the religious worker visa, and they should have been a member of the same type of religious denomination at least 2 years before the application is filed. Okay. And then the third thing is that the beneficiary is actually the comments are pretty distracting. I'll be reading comments soon, guys, so keep them coming in. I'll be reading all these comments. Okay. So the beneficiary should be entering into the US to undertake a compensated, either salaried or non-salaried position. You know, of course, there are exceptions to all of this, so we won't go into the weeds, but that's a very general overview of what a religious worker visa is. So now let's go to what the qualifying organization is. So a qualifying organization is, as we mentioned, is a bona fide non-profit organization that can actually file this type of visa for beneficiaries or for people who want to come and work in the church or who they have need for in the church. And normally, this organization should be exempt from taxation, and they should be able to demonstrate through, you know, IRS tax filings, a letter from the IRS showing that they have 501c status and they are exempt from taxation. You could either have the individual exemption or the group exemption. If you have the group exemption, it means that you have the umbrella church, you know, maybe the Presbyterian Church of the United States, and it's, you know, your church or your unit or your local chapter is a member of that umbrella organization, and therefore, if the Presbyterian Church, which is the umbrella church, has the group exemption, the name of the campus or the local or the unit should be listed as part of the group exemption. Okay, so the organization should essentially be exempt from tax based on the 501c category. And then they should have a valid determination letter from IRS confirming that they are actually exempt from taxation. Okay, and then there are a few other things you can submit to show that you are a local of an umbrella organization. We won't go into all of that today. Okay. Now, once the petitioner, so the petitioner is always the person who's applying to USCIS and has standing to file a petition. So the petitioner must have the character of a US citizen or a green card holder, right? Even in individual filings, in order to be a petitioner, you should have standing yourself. So if you want to be a petitioning organization, you should have the standing to be characterized as an organization that qualifies to file for someone to get a visa. So the petitioner must provide certain attestations. They must attest to certain facts as required by law. Number one, some of the things they have to attest to are the number of members in the organization. So if it's a church, let's say maybe we have 5,000 members in this church, then they have to talk about the number of employees in that church. Maybe they have 10 employees, maybe the main pastor, the choir master, the singing band head, the Sunday school leader, you know, the employees. They'll talk about them and a summary of the responsibilities. Then the petitioner will also submit the number of people who are actually holding that they filed for in the past. So if they filed this type of visa, the USCIS would want to know how many people have you filed for. All these things, guys, it's in a bit to know that it's not a fraudulent filing, because you know USCIS has had some people file religious worker visas and they have been fraudulent. So maybe an African church, a pastor says, okay, I'm going to do you this favor. I'm going to file a religious worker visa for you, and then you pay me money. Trust us to do some of these things. You pay me money, and then let's say you pay me $10,000 and I'll file this for you. You're not truly going to work here, but we'll just file it, and then you get because once you get the R visa, you can later apply for a green card, and then you can get a green card through the process. So there's all these attestations so that the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services can actually verify that this is not just a fraudulent thing people are filing, using money, maybe taking money from people to file, organizations, churches taking money from people to file for them, but these are truly bona fide applications where these people are actually going to be working in these churches. Okay, then some of the things they would have to attest to, the petitioner would have to attest to the title of the position being offered, detailed description of what job the beneficiary will be doing, specific location of the employment, which location, which state, which address. Then at least the person has to be employed for a minimum of 20 hours a week part-time, or of course a full-time job, and the beneficiary has been a member of the denomination for at least 2 years. Okay, so that's on the side of the petitioner. Now there's normally, based again on what we spoke about, that people do fraudulent filings or submit fraudulent filings. The R visas, they do verification and inspections. This means that you have an agent from USCIS who can do a pre-approval inspection or a post-approval inspection. We'll talk about the pre-approval inspection. With that, it means that the USCIS agents will now come, to the church, the physical location where the church is. So if it's the Presbyterian Church of New York, they're going to come walk in there, and they're going to do a tour of the church's facilities, the organization's facilities, including places of worship. Okay, where do you guys worship? Then they'll have an interview with the organization's official. So they want to see the pastor, they want to see the bookkeeper or the accountant or the Sunday school director or the choir master, and talk with them, or maybe the just organize the officials of the church or the organization. They want to question them about the church, more things about the church, to make sure that it's truly a church, or it's truly going to do what it says it's going to do by actually employing a religious worker, and they have need of that religious worker in the organization. Then thirdly, the USCIS officer, once they do that pre-approval inspection, they are also going to be reviewing the organization's record. So it's very important, if you want to file this R visa, you should have very good bookkeeping skills, because they will come and want to see your finances, your budget, your expenses, your book of discipline, your bylaws, the organization's constitution, members, database of directory, all those things. So they'll review the organization's records, and this is in relation to making sure that the organization actually complies with U.S. immigration laws and regulations. Okay, and then they will do any other interview or review that the officer considers will be pertinent to the integrity of the organization. So that's pretty much that's the process, kind of the process for the inspection. Okay, now we're going to take a look at, let me see if I'll be able to find this. We're going to take a look at what the beneficiary should be establishing as part of the application. Okay, yeah, I think we've already mentioned that the beneficiary should be demonstrating that she's a bona fide member of the church or the organization for the last 2 years at least preceding the filing, and they are going to be working for at least 20 hours per week, and they're actually coming to perform work as a minister or as a religious worker solely, and then they won't work in any other capacity that has not been approved by U.S. immigration. Okay, so that's it. That's it for the beneficiary. So guys, let me tell you a story about the inspection. I had a colleague tell me this, a colleague attorney, and the thing is, sometimes with the law, it's impossible for one attorney to have all the experiences, right? We all have different type of clients, and we are exposed to different types of stories. So if you want to learn faster in any profession, it's very helpful to, of course, confer with your colleagues and learn from their own experiences as well as yours. So the attorney mentioned that he had filed an application for a church, an R1 visa, and then he was there in the morning and U.S. immigration called him, attorney so and so, did you file an application? I'm doing an inspection. I'm in front of the church premises and it's a grocery store. It's a grocery store, guys. That petition, I don't even need to tell you, was denied. Apparently, the grocery store was a grocery store by day and a church by night. So at night, they'll do their rehearsals, and then Sundays, the grocery store was closed, and then they'll do the church in the grocery store. So USCIS did not believe that this was a bona fide organization. So it's important that you are able to present yourself as a bona fide organization, and there are no questions asked once that inspector or officer is coming to inspect the premises or the location. Okay. So you always need your determination letter from IRS stating that you are exempt from tax. You are a 501c organization. Then you need evidence of literature of the church, brochures, calendars, flyers, activities, materials that will describe the organization's purpose and activities. Then you could also add certificate of incorporation of the religious organization showing that the religious organization is incorporated. And then as part of the evidence, you'll need, again, proof of the church's ability to pay for, to pay the to be able to properly compensate for the role they are hiring the beneficiary for. Okay. And then sometimes an employment contract. I've left out other pertinent documents that you may need to submit, but this is just a very broad overview of the process. So that's one of the areas that's overlooked. This is a type of visa that's not too popular, but it's a viable way to also serve God and country. Okay, so guys, let me read some comments and questions, and then we will call it a day. Let me see. On Facebook, yes, I was asking, whether people could see me, and on LinkedIn, we have Osei Boateng Amos, Kweku Deborah, Maxwell A. They all said yes, they could see me. So, yeah, we were not disconnecting too much. And then I have, Osei Boateng still saying I can see you. Then we have Ramelo Barritos. He says, can you help me? Yes, we can help you. Please give us a call. Contact us and we'll be able to help you. Then Ifi Odunlami says, great job, attorney. Thank you, counsel. Thank you. Ifi is also an attorney, so that means a lot. Isa Mold Idrisu says, hi, attorney Akua. Hello, Isa. I hope you're doing great. Dr. George Jamfi says, I see you. Good. I'm glad you guys could see me. Kelvin Answer says, can you please help me with permanent marriage fraud? Kelvin Costner Answer, please. Yeah, sure, we can help you with that. So call the office line and then let's see what the issue is. If you've been sent a NOID, notice of intent to deny, or a decision that is, has detailed the marriage fraud, we can take a look at it and see if there's a way we can fight it. Oh, so it said, guys, is my video still frozen? Oh, this is very bad. I'm not sure why this video has frozen, because I have no idea. Wow. Osei Button says your video has frozen, but the audio is very okay. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Well, Nick Handsome on Instagram says, how long does it take for withdrawal to go through? It depends. Like many things in law, it depends. It's very hard to say how long it will go through. Sometimes they'll acknowledge the withdrawal, other times they may not, but they'll actually withdraw the application. But once you file a withdrawal, then you should expect that they should not adjudicate your case on the merits. So hopefully your withdrawal was properly done. Is the embassy... Scoop says, is the embassy issuing immigrant visas? They absolutely are. People are getting their immigrant visas every day. So they are issuing these immigrant visas. There's a backlog, so that might. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I see something that's quite funny. Asidankwa says, your videos are very informative. Well done. Rob Photography says, what are the benefits of an I visa when you enter the USA? We can talk about that in another video. So that's a whole new topic for another day. Ajima Andrews Prempa is giving you guys some nuggets. He's saying that, I don't know what Prince 152 said, but he said, look, when you send a message on WhatsApp, forget the pleasantries and go straight to the point. Okay, so that's a tip for you guys. Okay. So Ajuman, thank you so much for that tip for everyone. Okay, guys, so it's been a pleasure having you on my live. I know the religious worker visa is a little boring, but you know, we're done with it. We're not most likely not coming back to it in a while. So I'll see you guys in another live video, maybe this week, maybe next week, and we're going to be talking about more exciting, more engaging topics. Okay, so don't forget to share our videos, and if you're watching on YouTube, of course, subscribe and put on your notification bell so that you can see more videos from us once we post them. If there are no more questions, guys, I will see you when I see you. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, be safe, and bye.